not be surprised, Tanya, if Magnus wins this game now. That was the opportunity. That was the big chance for Abasov, because you're going to lose a pawn. You're defending a pawn down, against one of the best grinders in the business. It's not going to be easy. And Yasser's also pointing out H6 might drop later as well. I think this is a horrendous position all of a sudden for Black. I think it's a lot worse than the evaluation bar indicates now. So a big miss there.
Simon, I mean, the game has just completely turned around in 2 moves. And what you've been pointing out, White having the edge because of the pawn structure, now it's becoming a reality, but it could have been 0-1 had Abasov just played the right move order. And it's definitely something that was on his mind, to come in with that queen to f1, but it had to be timed precisely at that moment before he moved the rook. And it's a massive miss. It was an opportunity, you said, an opportunity of a lifetime to get a winning position against Magnus with the black pieces in game 1. Now it just feels like he's on the defense again.
I mean, it might be, he has at least got his bishop active now. Maybe I was rolling out his opportunities too quick, and there is pressure against d3. There might be some sacrifices there to open up the white king, or just ways of piling up on that pawn. So it's not over, but I've seen Magnus win these positions like in his sleep. He loves just probing away, and he is going to go a pawn up. So it's bad news for Black, but I just want to show it one more time before we move on. Black missed this move, queen f1. And the thing is, this is just a game over immediately, and it's just that psychological factor that Black, I don't think, was looking at winning the game. I think he was thinking, I'm a little bit worse. And you don't suddenly realize, hang on a minute, I could be winning. It's the way the brain doesn't see these opportunities, but that would have won the game immediately instead of this one. I think we can move on, Tanya, because
before we do that, I just want to point out, we saw the double question mark being awarded to rook g6. Actually, the move itself still maintains the balance, but the reason for that is because it's a huge missed win by Black. Queen f1 would have, it's a brilliant move that just wraps it up. And because Black had this opportunity to take this huge advantage, rook g6, Black isn't losing after that, but it just has a move that was far better. In fact, could have wrapped up the result at that point. Queen f1 can very well come to haunt. But I just feel, Simon, that I don't know, because Abasov is just such an ambitious player. And I don't think it's about the mindset for him. I wonder if he just completely thought that, completely mixed up the move order and just felt that rook g6, queen f1 is the same story. I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe in a post-game we can find out, did he spot queen f1? Was that on his radar? But these kind of opportunities you don't get against the world number 1. And when you get them, you need to grab it with both hands.
Yeah, agreed. And I think Magnus will now be grinding away. He has just grabbed a pawn on c5. This is going to be torture for Black. But there's a lot of action, I think, in Prag's game as well, Tanya. So we should go back there. Let's just go rook e5 played and d4. And it seems to my eyes that this is really, really bad now for Black. I mean, you have the c5 square for your bishop if you ever get checked on this diagonal. Which is really nice. It means your king is that bit safer. There's no way your king can be checked on this diagonal. Black's got a hanging bishop. He's got a hanging pawn as well. And it just looks really bad, Tanya. I'm struggling to actually suggest anything for Black here. Black might be losing a third pawn. And the body language, I think, says it all, Tanya, as well. I mean, Abasov there is sinking down into his chair. I think he realizes that this one has slipped away from him.
And it really has. It just comes down to that one moment. And I wonder if he realizes that, if he knows what he missed, queen f1. And I really won't be surprised if it's something that he immediately figured out, because the ideas were all there. It was just about choosing another move order. We also see the head-to-head stats there. Magnus Carlsen, world number 1. Nijat Abasov, world number 97. He's the 69th seed here. He's world ranked 97th. It's been just a tournament of his life, this one. He has eliminated so many of the super grandmasters. And when you're playing against Magnus, you very rarely in life get the opportunity to make moves like queen f1, which wrap up the game. It's sort of like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And he had it. He had it in his hands. That's when things started going wrong, and one mistake, and Magnus has been on win a third pawn. For Abasov, this looks like it's going to end badly.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I mean, it's just grim. I mean, you say, has he realised? I'd be surprised if either player has realised that Black actually missed the win, because you sort of move on quite quickly when you're playing. It's very possible. And one of the things I find really horrible, Tanya, I don't know about you, when I'm playing, let's say I lose a game, and then a spectator or someone I know comes straight up to me when I'm setting the pieces up, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, you could have played this move, which was winning." That is the last thing I want to hear, right? When I've resigned, yeah. The last thing I want to hear is from some random spectator to come up to me when I've lost the game and tell me how I've missed the win. And it kind of seems like an ego battle when someone does that. They want to prove to you. What does that? How does that benefit anything except for proving their ego? And I find that so annoying, Tanya. Has that happened to you? It's happened to me so many times,
So many. I think we've all been there, Simon. I think the only thing for me more annoying than that is realizing on the board when I did have a win and let's say I missed it and then I play something else, things don't go my way, but I realize immediately that it was a missed opportunity. It's such a struggle to come out of that. It's such a struggle to let go of that moment. And this is a whole different ball game, a whole different stage. I do think that it really helps to kind of sit down and go through your game and kind of briefly just check what you could have done. At least that's my way of dealing with a difficult game where I want to sit and analyze. But 100%, when randomly someone comes up to you and just says that, this moment you could have just won. It's so difficult.
Annoying. And you know what? You can see that spectator has been waiting for maybe 2 hours. Yeah, they've been waiting for 2 hours. They're like, "Oh, I really want to tell this grandmaster where he's gone wrong because I can get one up on him. I can ruin his day, suck some energy out of him." And they've just been waiting. And as soon as you resign, you're really upset. You need to have a little bit of fresh air. Yes, you can look at the game later, and the spectator will run and go, "Oh, you missed the win there. You could have played da-da-da." And they look really smug, and then they walk away like, da-da-da. I mean, it's so annoying. So annoying.
And sometimes it comes from a good place, from an actual place of concern and care. You can have fans, Simon, who are rooting for you and, they're feeling equally bad. And that's not a complete disaster. But I agree when it becomes about just making someone feel worse about the result. Trust me, being a chess player, losing, even after all these years, it hurts. It still means a sleepless night. I think it does for everyone in the chat. Chess hurts, and that's the bottom line. And that's it. And right now it hurts the most for Abasov.
The game is over.
It's handshakes. The game is over. There was nothing to be done. A last check was given, which was blocked. Black can't move the rook away. Queen b8 ends in checkmate. And with nowhere to run for the king, nowhere to hide, it is game over.